Welcome back, tubers. If you like this type of content, please consider a like, a subscribe, and also leave a comment. Thank you. Welcome back, tubers. I am Reverend Jeffrey. Thank you for coming by again. Today is going to be a slightly different format. I recorded some video the other day of me installing my bathroom window. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to speed it up. It took me nearly all day to fart with it, and I'll explain that in a little bit. So today, I'm just summarizing, and then what I'll do is I'll do picture-in-picture, and I will narrate what I was doing, installing the window. But to set the proper mood, I have, of course, lit a fire in my fireplace. Yes, we love a nice roasting little fire. Okay, now, also what I did was I wanted to fix the broken window, and if you remember back many episodes ago that somebody had broken in my bathroom window, they never came into the house, they just broke the window, and I have a suspicion I know who the guy was. But anyway, so I finally got around to fixing the window, okay? So what I did was, when I took all the boards off and the plastic that I had to keep the weather out, and when I sheetrocked the wall, I just completely covered up the window with the sheetrock, and it stayed like that for a couple of months. And then now, here a couple days ago, I drilled a small hole in each of the corners, and then I drew a line, and then I took my saber saw and I went and trimmed it all out nice and pretty. And you'll see that in the film. Now, I took the old window down to where I bought it at. They deal in lots of different brands of windows, but they also deal in Milgard windows, which is what I've got in the rest of the house. And so I took my old broken window over there and asked them if they could replace the glass in it, since the the outside frame was still in relatively good shape. And they said that the glass was like 3 months out, and that would put me dead in the middle of winter, and I didn't feel like waiting with a big gaping hole in my wall for 3 months, not being able to cover it back up, and that means that I would have to throw my plastic and wood back up to protect, the bad guys from getting in. So anyway, what had happened was that they said, yes, but in the meantime, we have some windows in the back shed that we might, there are some similar sized windows. So we went out there, we looked at it, they found this one. Now, the old window that I had that was busted was just a regular picture window, no opening. And after thinking about that, bathroom windows, a lot of people, they like to have an open window, for fresh air or, whatever. So they had this one. Now, my old window was 36 inches high by 32 inches wide. And they had this window, which is 36 by 36, just a couple of inches bigger. And it opened. It's got a screen door on it, and it's got a latch. Everything is really, actually, a nicer window. And the guy said, I told them that it'll fit. I'll make it fit. Don't worry about it. I will buy this. They said with taxes and everything else, it was like all closer to $250 they had paid for it. And it was a return from an order or something like that. Anyway, I said, I'll take it. How much you want? He said, well, I'll sell it to you for $100. I said, done deal. Pulled out the old credit card. It was mine. Brought it over here. So what I did was, this jack stud that was in this wall, and you will see that when I show you the video, this jack stud was still a little bit punky in a couple of spots. So I've been looking for an excuse to pull that jack stud out from the top plate and the bottom plate. So I busted it out, and then the king stud, I had to carve into the king stud about 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch, whatever. just to really, get a full 36 inches. Actually, the window measured 35.5 by 35.5. Normally it fits into a 36-inch opening, but I made it so it was nice and snug because I didn't want to have to carve into the king stud too much. Oh, I could have probably carved into that one too, but then I'd be doing sheetrock on both sides. I just decided to cut out the sheetrock on this side only, since that jack stud over there on that side was still in good shape. So anyway, long story short, I wound up carving out this side of it, and popped it in there, and it was a snug fit, but it worked quite well. And I finally got all fitted in there and screwed in and nice and tight and snuggy, and unlocked the window. Look at that, look at that. If it stays over there, it's locked all the time. So you have to pull it, unlock it, pull it, and it opens up. Look at that. Ooh, nice screen, beautiful outdoors. Look at that beautiful backyard with the stickers and everything. Oh, well, we're going to fix that. I got to get out there with my my saw and trim that all up. Anyway, and then when this closes, it'll latch automatically. Well, whoop, look at that, look at that. I love it. I love it. But now, the other problem that I have is that after I put the sheetrock, down here on the inside of the wall, I noticed that there's still a little tiny bit of crack right here. So up and down, the 35.5 fit in the 36-inch opening, just a little bit sloppy. Side to side is fine. Up and down is not. If you can see in there, probably can't. Anyway, there's a little bit of daylight down in there. So what I got to do is I got to pull the screws out, pull this piece of sheetrock out, and then blow spray foam into the inside there. So, and the upper is a little bit like that too. It kind of goes a little kitty-wumpus over here. There's a name for you, kitty-wumpus. Haven't used that in a while. Anyway, so I gotta do some adjusting a little bit, but it's 99% finished up. Okay, so anyway, there is the full story right there. Like I said, I'm going to throw the window in there, and you'll see me, banging away at that thing, trying to get it fitted in there. So, about halfway out, so I get the opening all cleaned up, and I realize I gotta go get another window, so I go get the glass ordered. This one was, I bought this one instead, and now it's 100%. So I come in here and I adjusted everything, made sure it fit. Boom, done deal. Anyway, this is going to be a short video. I'm just going to throw in some video of me doing that. I'll speed it up a little bit, and there's one or two little surprises in there for you. All right, there you go. Thank you very much for watching. And the only other thing that I've been working on lately is that I need to replace the 5/8 plywood on my trailer, on my Harbor Freight trailer. This is the rough side. It's going to go down, and the other side is smooth as a baby's bottom. That's going to go up. What I've been doing is I've been putting on Thompson's Weather Seal or whatever it is. It's a water sealant. I just got done yesterday putting a second coat on the bottom side of this, and then what I'm going to do, I got to get some Flex Seal or something like that, or truck bed liner stuff, and then do a full coat of this. Then I'll screw it down to my Harbor Freight trailer, because the other one is garbage. It's been out in the weather for the last 5 years, almost 6 years. So, and it's totally wasted. I never did any treatment to the other board that's on there now, and now it's all completely swelled up and falling apart. So it's time for a change. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is for this piece, it's all going to be completely sealed, even the edges and everything. And then, like I said, I got to spray it to coat the underside, right, so that all the, in case it gets on damp, wet days or something like that, and I'm hauling stuff, that it's not going to penetrate the wood or anything like that. So the wood will be all completely sealed off. Now, my Harbor Freight trailer, I was thinking about maybe doing a video about converting it into a travel trailer at some point too. Newsflash, I'm still thinking about that sometime in the future. I need someplace to work. I'm working on getting a driveway and then a nice garage built out back, so that'll be in an upcoming episode. So we'll take care of that. And then also, again, what I'm working on is I got to clean the yard up somewhat. You can't even see over there. Jeez, it's a nice sunny day. Another day in paradise. Anyway, oh geez, it's better if I just go outside and show you. Oh, look at that fireplace. Oh my God, I'm loving it. Is that a McDonald's theme? I don't know. If they didn't patent it, I'm going to use it. Oh, I'm loving it. I should paint a big M on the side of my house. Anyway, my trees are going to be preventing me from getting full sun on my solar panels. You can barely see the sun up there, right there. Barely through the tree. Anyway, sometime this week, I'm going to start whacking these trees down. Like I said, I got to top them first, and then trim all the limbs all the way down, and then drop the tree trunk into the yard right here. I'm going to have my friend help me drag all the limbs away and stuff like that. I don't want to drop the tree over here into my neighbor's driveway. I don't want to mess with his vehicles and stuff like that. So anyway, that's in the works. Am I talking too loud? I don't know. You can hear me just fine. And then, straighten up this yard a little bit. I got a lot more to do. I got to, like I said, well, let me show you. Since I'm talking about it. See, I got a saw blade on my steel. Look at that. That's a steel trimmer. The best. Oh, man, I'll tell you, I really like that steel trimmer. That has paid for itself several times over. I'm loving it. So, saw blade. I needed something super aggressive to get those little baby trees all whacked out, I had them all trimmed down here a couple of years ago, if you saw the video. You can go back and look at them, some of my earlier ones. I cleaned the property off. I removed many of the trees over there next to my neighbor's driveway. And, of course, I still have plenty of trees to remove. All my ones in the backyard, all the ones on the side touching the house. Oh, my God. I tell you what, though, I'm going to put my chainsaw to use. That's that electric one, the Ryobi. I did a video on the Ryobi chainsaw that I got, and it's good. And it's paying for itself, too. Problem is, when I drop all those trees into the yard, I need to chop them up and use them as firewood. But, geez, you count all the trees I got out there, and there's got to be at least 2, 3, 4 cords of wood out there. I got nowhere to put them. I got a small lot, you know. I already got 2 cords of wood underneath my tarp out there, but jeez. Anyway, oh my God, what else have I been working on? I've been working on the my solar system. Like I said, you watched me. I hooked up a solar panel into the bathroom window, and I've got these older ones out here that I've used, my Harbor Freight ones. 3 of the 4, they're 25 watts apiece, so that gives me 75 watts, and the big one I've got in the bathroom window is 216. So altogether, you know, you're talking 300 watts. Is that right? Yeah. 300 watts of solar power coming in charging my batteries. I don't know if you guys got a good view of that last time, but let me see if I can get up underneath here. Again, there's an arrow. I don't know if you can see that. It doesn't show up on the camera very well, but there's a little arrow. Oh, geez. And it's pointing this way, pointing at the battery. There's a little battery symbol here with a smiley face on it. So it shows my solar panel. Arrows going this way, this positive movement to my battery. So it's charging the battery. It's trickle charging my battery. Again, it's 12 volts. I'm hoping it gets closer to, it's supposed to charge at 13 and a half, 14 and a half volts. I don't know. It's getting there. I'm getting a bigger one. I've been looking at the Victron ones. They have a lot more capability. A GX series, they transmit. You can get there's a transmitter that goes to the cellular network. You got to buy a SD card for it. And you can look up the performance of your solar system anywhere on the internet. You got internet service. If you use data on your phone, you can see it when you're traveling. I want to be able to go anywhere, anytime, and see the performance of my system. That'll be in an upcoming video once I get all the components together. And I'll also be able to get some hardware, and I can mount up those 3 of the bigger ones up on the roof. So if I leave the one in the window for now, I'll have the 3 on the roof. That's 216, and the one panel that's in the bathroom right now, it's 216, but it's only 2/3 of it's only in the window. The lower part of it's not showing because it's behind the wall. Anyway, so altogether I'll have 700 watts total, you know, and regular daylight sunshine. Again, I got to remove some trees and so get full potential out of my solar panels. We'll get to that anyway. If you've stayed this long, please throw me a like and a subscribe. And please throw a comment. Ask me about what's going on. Maybe I can fully explain better how it's working and what it's doing. And I'd love to hear from you guys. All right. Watch the rest of the video, and you'll see how I change that window out. Thanks a lot.